Hi, welcome to this tutorial. I'm going to solve question 12 from NECTA 2018 Form 4 past paper. We are told the scores of 45 pupils in a civics test were recorded as follows. So we've got all these scores. We are asked to construct a frequency distribution table for the data, taking equal class intervals of 21 to 40, 41 to 60, etc. And then B, we need to find the mean score. And then C, we need to draw cumulative frequency curve and then use it to estimate the median. Okay, so before you start putting the data on the table, you need to plan. So you need a column for class interval. We need a column for tally, for frequency, midpoint, or you can call this a score. And this would be the score times frequency. And then you need your cumulative frequency curve and the upper class limit. These last two are for part C. So if you ever come across a question that doesn't ask you to do cumulative frequency curve, then you don't need the last two columns. Okay, and now for your rows, you need to start to look at what's your minimum data and what's your highest data. So the lowest data is in 20s and the highest is in the 90s. So I planned it. I know I need to do 21 to 40 and then 41 to 60 as told. So the next one is going to be 61 to 80 and then 81 to 100. So I knew I needed to plan for 5 columns altogether. It's going to tally the data that we have. I will only do a few of these, then I will fast forward because it will be too boring for you to listen. Okay, so let's start with the first one then. I recommend that you go downwards because there's only 3 numbers instead of going that way because there are too many numbers and you may miss some or you may repeat a few. Okay, so we'll start with 30. 30 goes in here and then we're going to cross it so we don't look at that again. 68 is in here, so cross. 61 is in here, cross. 65 is here again, cross. 46 is in here, cross. 71 is here, cross. 50 is in here, 48 is in here, 36 is in here, 62 is going to be in here. But I've already got 4 tallies here, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 5th one goes across. And then I've got 73 that goes in there too. And then I've got 64, so that goes in there. And it goes on like this. So I'm not going to do the rest. I'm just going to fast forward. So you do count 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th one goes across. Right, so I've done my tally and now I'm just going to count them and put down my frequencies. So for this class interval 21 to 40, I have 5, 10, 11. For this one, I have 10. And I have 5, 10, 15, 20, and 2, 22. And now I have 2. And now I need the midpoint, or you can call it the score, because it's group data, so you need a midpoint. And a midpoint is just adding these two and finding the average. So 21 plus 40 divided by 2. So that's going to be 61 divided by 2 is 30.5. Similarly for the rest, so you will get 50.5 here, you will get 70.5 here, and you get 90.5 here. And now for this column, midpoint times frequency, or you could say score times frequency. You just need to multiply these two, and then you put your answer in there. So 11 times 30.5, this will give you 335.5. 10 times 50.5, this will give you 505. And this one will give you 1551. and this is 181. Now we need cumulative frequency to draw our cumulative frequency curve. So what is cumulative frequency? All you have to do is just add the frequencies as you go down. So you start with the first frequency, which is 11. So we write 11, then add 10, so that's 21, add 22, so that's 43, and then you add 2, and that's 45. Okay, so now we need to write down the upper class limit for our score over here. So for this class, the upper class limit for 40 is 40.5. You can think of what's a number that is between 40 and 41. That one and that one. So that's 40.5. And the next one is just going to be 60.5. And you guess it, it's 80.5. And the last one, 100.5. So these are the data that you're going to use for your cumulative frequency curve. Now the last thing we need to do is just add up all the frequency just to check. So 11 plus 10 is 21, plus 22 is 43, plus 2 is 45. So the total of frequency is 45, which is the right one because I got 45 there. And then now I need to add up all the midpoint or score times frequency. And if you add all these here, you will get 2572.5. This is your frequency distribution table now done. Okay, so for part B, we need mean score. So mean score, so this is B, is written as X bar, which is equal to the total of midpoints times frequency divided by the total frequency, which is going to be 2572.5, and the total of frequency is 45, which is going to give you 57.17. So X bar then is roughly 57. This is a mark average score for this civic test. And now for C, we're asked to draw the cumulative frequency curve and use it to estimate the median. So I have prepared this earlier on to speed up, but you need to make sure you check your scale. So for cumulative frequency curve, it goes up to 45. So I have arranged it nicely. This is my 0 here. Goes up in 10, 20, 30, 40 to 50. You should know all the frequencies or cumulative frequencies, they go up on the y-axis and the scores will go up on the x-axis. So for scores, I need to use the upper limits, upper class limit, 40, 60.5, 80.5, 100.5. Now you see a zigzag here and I start at 40. Well, you don't need to start at 0 because it would just be a waste of space. So you put a zigzag to show that you've broken it because your minimum data is actually starting at 40.5. And that's that. So let's start drawing the cumulative frequency curve. Okay, so the first one, 40.5, the cumulative frequency is 11. So 40.5, we go up here, we make a note. And 60.5 is 21, so 60.5, 21 is here. 80.5 is 43, so 40 all the way here. 1, 2, 3. And the last one, 100.5, is 45. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right there. And now you just need to join these by freehand. Do not try to connect these with the ruler. Okay, so it's a curve. So it needs to be by hand, and you just do as best as you can. And that's the cumulative frequency curve. Okay, so we're asked to draw it, we've done it, and now we're asked to estimate the median. So the median is the data that is in the middle. Okay, when the data is arranged from smallest to largest, which we have here, because start from 21 and it goes up to 100, the score. Okay, so we've got 45, not 50, we've got 45 pupils. What's the half of 45? Is 22.5. So we read the frequency, so the middle student or pupil would be here, so 22.5. We can't get a 0.5 of a person, but this is an estimate. That's what it says, it's an estimate. So we go halfway, 21, 22, halfway, and we draw a line with a ruler and a pencil. I can't draw a line with this software at the moment, so you must make sure you use a pencil and a ruler. And then you bring it down, all the way down here. And you can see at this point is 61, 62.5. So the median score is 62.5. So thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe to our channel so you get to see more of our videos. Bye for now.